Happy January 19th. JLD here, and welcome to MicroStrategy Today. In this show, we'll talk about how Michael Saylor did it again. Another Bitcoin buy. This man is relentless. We'll talk about Michael Saylor convincing France to look at Bitcoin a little closer. We'll talk about what Bitcoin does during presidential inaugurations. A pretty cool chart that I have for you. Also, a global liquidity look at what happens when global liquidity rises, which it's about to do. Then I have an amazing video clip of Michael Saylor talking about the gift of volatility. It's a gift for you, a gift for me. We'll talk more about that. And of course, this video is not financial advice. Comment below where you're watching from. I would love to know that. We're collecting that data, that information, and let's dive right in to a start of the Wall Street Journal. The man making billions from the wildest Bitcoin bet. So now the Wall Street Journal is posting this type of article and picture of Michael Saylor. And what does that mean? What does that result in? Hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people are seeing this, are reading this, and are like, I maybe need to take a second look at this. Very cool stuff. We'll talk about, we are going to talk right now about how MicroStrategy Saylor's hinting at a Bitcoin buy for the 11th consecutive week. This guy just continues to deliver, and here's his post. Things will be different tomorrow, of course, signifying that there's going to be another green dot on the Saylor tracker. This is Michael Saylor going to France, and he's saying France could use more Bitcoin. And this is Sarah saying she had a great lunch today with Michael Saylor on the future of Bitcoin energy in the upcoming French elections. What a brilliant entrepreneur. Let's move forward. Absolutely. This is the global liquidity cycle, which is so critical. You can see when global liquidity is high, what else is high? Bitcoin's high. And when it's low, what else is typically low? The price of Bitcoin is typically low. Well, it's about to go on a screaming tear. That's at least global liquidity will be quite shortly. So what do we think is going to happen when it comes to MSTR, when it comes to Bitcoin? 2025 is going to be awesome. Let's talk about BitStrategy with this post about how MicroStrategy does not buy Bitcoin for use as a medium of exchange. MicroStrategy uses Bitcoin to measure and store value. Money's sole function is to be the medium of exchange. Ludwig von Mises. The measure and store of value functions must not be attributed to money, since these functions are merely accidental in nature and are not an essential part of the concept of money. Carl Menger. Now, this is something that I've really decided to come to the conclusion of with the help of posts like this from BitStrategy and others, that Bitcoin measures and stores value. That's what Bitcoin does. And MicroStrategy is using Bitcoin to do just that. That's how I look at Bitcoin, to both measure and store value. And that's how Michael Saylor and MSTR are doing it as well. Wanted to share this post right here from the MicroStrategist. What does Bitcoin do around inaugurations? And then he says, in this chart, I plotted the oscillation of BTC around the power law trend around inaugurations. On average, we see a slight dip after inaugurations before a rally until just before US tax day, which is on April 15th. But this time, the dip after the last inauguration may not happen, depending on the announcement on day one. For example, the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve and the Trump Reserve. These are definitely interesting times. Grab the popcorn. I'll be reporting on it daily. I hope you'll be watching daily. These are, in fact, interesting and exciting times. I wanted to end with our last tweet of the day with Michael Saylor saying, we had a ball last night. This guy is out there speaking to French dignitaries, to foreign leaders, to whoever will talk to him. And he's just spreading love. He's just spreading Bitcoin. He's just spreading what an amazing opportunity that he saw 4 years ago, and what that's done with MSTR, and now what that's doing for our investment in MSTR, and that other people can adopt his playbook. Now, I have this great video, and I know that volatility is scary for a lot of people, because we love when the numbers go up in our portfolio and we hate when the numbers go down. But we need to start looking at volatility as a gift. I've said it over and over again on this show, and I'm going to keep beating this dead horse because it's so important to understand that volatility is a gift. Michael Saylor explains exactly why in this video. So, Michael, take it away.
Volatility was a gift to the faithful. It scares away the tourist. It scares away the lazy. It scares away the people that are already conventionally rich, that have all the money. If you're a 20-something or a 30-something and you're willing to do the work, if you're willing to spend 100 hours or 200 hours, if you have more time than money, then the volatility of Bitcoin is a gift to you. If you have more money than time, and you're arrogant and egotistical and you just pick the obvious, then if the volatility goes away, you buy Bitcoin. If people in the rest of the world knew what I know and they understood and they agreed with me, Bitcoin would go to $10 million tomorrow. And if Bitcoin went to $10 million tomorrow, I want you to think about how you would feel and how your viewers would feel, because you would lose 20 years of stacking opportunity during which you get to buy at less than $10 million. So the difference between $10 million and 100,000, that's what you give up if the volatility goes away and people start to agree with you.
Well, there you have it, my friends. Another episode of MicroStrategy Today. If you got value, please take a second, comment below where you're watching from. It would mean the world. I love those likes. I love subscribes. So thank you in advance for that. Now, this video is my opinions only. It's not financial advice. And remember, like Michael Saylor says, there is no second best.
What's the second best? There is no second best.